Hey guys, this is Scott from the Forgot to Grow podcast. Welcome to my movie review for Black Panther. I know I'm late, I'm sorry. Took me a while to get to this. We're only just starting to do movie reviews on the channel, but it's here. I'm doing my Black Panther review. So today's video I'm going to be covering the main characters and the setting, give you a quick plot refresher with no spoilers though, and then I'll be covering the critics and the audience ratings, then giving you my personal ratings, what I liked, what I disliked, then my favorite part of the movie, followed all off by my recommendation for this movie, alright? So let's just get started today, guys. So before I get started on the main characters, I just want to put a little disclaimer, guys. I might mispronounce some of these names, and I apologize in advance. But the main characters of Black Panther are King T'Challa, aka the Black Panther, played by Chadwick Boseman, and he's the hero of the story, of the movie. Then we have Eric Killmonger, played by Michael B. Jordan, who's the villain. Then we have Nakia, played by Lupita Nyong'o, who is a royal guard slash warrior. Then we have Shuri, played by Letitia Wright. And then we have Everett K. Ross, played by Martin Freeman. And then this is all taking place in the secretive African nation of Wakanda, a high-tech nation that just hides themselves away from the rest of the world. But it also takes place just a couple secondary locations of Oakland and South Korea, just a little bit in the movie as well. So Black Panther takes place after the events of Captain America's Civil War. King T'Challa returns to Wakanda to be crowned king and serve as the technologically advanced nation's new leader. However, T'Challa's throne is challenged pretty quickly by Eric Killmonger, who was a childhood victim of a past mistake made by T'Challa's father. Killmonger conspires to take over and destroy everything Wakanda has stood for. T'Challa, aka the Black Panther, must join forces with Everett K. Ross and the Dora Milaje, the Wakandan Royal Guard, I hope I pronounced that right, to prevent Wakanda from falling into a possible world war, sparking a world war. So the critics and audience ratings for Black Panther are: IMDb gave it a rating of 7.8 out of 10. On Rotten Tomatoes, the critics gave it a 97% on the tomato meter with an average rating of 8.2 out of 10. The audience gave it a 79% on the tomato meter with an average rating of 8.2 out of 10, which is the same as the critics' rating. Both their average ratings were the same. And then on Metacritic, the Metacritic score was 88. So as you can see, everyone really enjoyed this film, with IMDb pulling up the rear with the lowest score. But even then, 7.8 out of 10 still isn't bad. But that's because this is a good movie, and I think everyone can agree this is a pretty great movie. So my personal rating for Black Panther is 2 thumbs up, guys. I love this movie. It's great. It's a great addition to the MCU, a further introduction to Black Panther, who we were introduced to in Civil War. I loved it. Wakanda was just mind-blowing. It's amazing. I just want to explore it further. I want to go visit Wakanda, but I'm excited to explore it further in future MCU movies like the Infinity War and possible future Black Panther sequels. But just, I love this movie. 2 thumbs up. So what I liked / enjoyed about Black Panther was, to start, was Wakanda. Like I said before, it blew my mind, the amazing technology, the interesting world, and we only saw a tip of the iceberg, and I want to explore the rest of it. I want to see more Wakanda and Wakandan technology and all of it. I loved it. The next thing I enjoyed / liked was Black Panther, aka Chadwick Boseman, doing an excellent job of portraying the conflicts of a newly crowned king and the growth a person must go through in order to lead a nation, especially one that has been secretive for so long and has such advanced technology. Like, their place in the world could become so much bigger, and I love the way that he handled that, the portrayal of it in the movie. And the last thing I just really enjoyed, I enjoyed a lot of things. The last thing I'll mention today, but what I enjoyed / liked, was the pacing of the movie. This movie I was glued to the screen the entire time. I had to pee about an hour and a half in. I did not leave the theater because I needed to see this all. I didn't feel like it dragged. I was never bored by anything. I just kept wondering what's going to happen next. So what I disliked / didn't enjoy there's not a whole lot because this is a pretty great movie, but I'm just going to mention a little thing which on the podcast, the Forgot to Write podcast, we talked about a little bit, which was they left some little blank explanations about how certain types of Wakanda technology work. Now I don't need like a technical diagram or anything, but just like even I understand in general how the arc reactor works a little bit and how the Iron Man suit, just a little bit more of an idea how those the cloak things work, how vibranium just turns everything into kind of a magic technology. That was my one little thing I just would like to learn more about, but maybe I'll learn more in the future movies or rewatching the movie once it comes out on DVD, or if I end up at the theater again to see it. So my favorite part about Black Panther, there's so much to love, but the one thing I especially, like more than everything, was Wakanda itself that I loved in Black Panther. It was amazing discovering in the beginning to explore this another corner of the DC multiverse. I thought Wakanda was just a great addition to the MCU, and I just want to learn more and more about it, and that was my favorite part. It was just seeing the different things and technology. It's like when the first Thor came out and we got to explore Asgard, but even on a bigger scale with Wakanda, because there's so much more, because it's not just like some kind of magic technology, it's a little bit more earth-based technology that kind of we have a little bit more of a connection to, but I would have liked a little bit more of an explanation of, but it was still my favorite part, Wakanda and everything Wakandan. That was my favorite part about this movie. So guys, finally we just have my recommendation, which is, obviously I would recommend this. I gave it 2 thumbs up. This movie's not only a great superhero movie, not only a great MCU movie, but it's also a great action movie in general, meaning it's not just for superhero fans, but anybody who's a fan of a good action movie should and would enjoy this, in my opinion. But again, it's just my opinion. I would also highly recommend this, obviously, to anyone who's new to the MCU. So if you've never seen an MCU movie, this is a great little thing to check out. It doesn't involve too many connections to the rest of the MCU that you'd be so lost, but it's still a good little thing to kind of get you interested and see if you want to explore more of the MCU. But yeah, I'd also obviously recommend this to superhero fans in general, because, well, we're the ones who keep these movies being filmed. But what did you guys think of Black Panther? Did you guys love it? Did you just kind of like it? Were you one of the 10% of people who didn't like it? Tell me in the comments below what you guys thought of Black Panther. If you guys want to see more of our reviews, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you want to hear from me and the other guys that forgot to grow up, subscribe to the podcast on iTunes or Spotify, Podbean, or pretty much anywhere you find your podcasts. But just thanks for watching today, guys, and I hope you have a good one.